What is up, YouTube? It's Chris, and today I decided that I want to talk to you about voice comms, pinging system, and do I think you actually need to use the voice comms to become a good player and to win your games overall? Obviously, we're talking about the team side, because on Monster side, you can't really use voice comms. Yes, you can in the lobby and in the pre-game loading screen, but that's about it. Do I think they should rejoin the Monster in the voice chat in the post-game lobby? I don't think so. I feel like this is a really good approach. The last time you get to talk to the Monster is a couple of seconds before the match starts. Judging from the other game's experiences, I don't think you want a post-game voice chat or even a normal chat. I'm talking to you, Dead by Daylight. That is like the most toxic place you can ever be in. So yeah, no post-game voice chat, please, no. We got a little sidestepped. Back to the subject at hand. Voice chat. Do I need to use it to win my games? Well, first of all, I'm gonna say it was never a necessity. Even if you don't use a pinging system, it will not narrate 100% of your games. If you get really good with the HUD on the left bottom side and you can track where your teammates are, and if you get really good at noticing stuff like whenever they don't ping you but they end up in a chase, you can see that. It's gonna show as a small running icon next to their name. Plus, you can see when they're crafting weapons, and also you can assume which weapon, since you'll be able to know which station they're on, judging on the room they're in. And based off that, you can plan out your next move. What kind of a weapon should you craft? Maybe you need to go pick up somebody, or maybe get the Book of the Dead and resurrect a teammate. These are all the possibilities, but there's many more. And while we're at it, I want to say huge props to developers for developing such a clean, good-looking HUD with a lot of information. I really love that. If you remove voice comms and pinging system, HUD alone is a really good source of information. But I'll tell you one more. Pinging system in VHS is probably the best one I've ever seen. First of all, there is no way to abuse it for it to seem toxic, because I played games before where pings are used in a toxic manner. So developing a good pinging system which gives you a lot of information, is pretty visible, and can be used in a toxic manner is a hard job. And they've done it. And I love the simplicity behind it. You only have two different kinds of pings. One where you can ping yourself, and it will show the action you're currently in. If you're running away from the monster and you're in mid-chase, the ping will show a running icon, the same one that will show up next to your name in the HUD. It's the same with crafting. If you're currently crafting a weapon, not only will it show you're crafting a weapon, it will also show your progress, which is insane in my opinion. Really good idea. And then the other ping that we have is more of a directional one. You have a small little white dot in the middle of your screen, and whenever you turn towards something, this dot will show you what you're gonna be pinging. So if you want to ping the Book of the Dead, it will pop up with a small icon. You can do the same with the crafting station, healing station. There's just a bunch of information you can get alone from those two pings. And from my experience, I played games where people are not willing to use voice comms, so I'm the only one talking, and at the end of the day, if somebody else doesn't want to use them, you still can. I can always talk, hoping that they will hear me. You can ask them, yo, can you ping yourself in case you can hear me, so just so I'm not, talking to myself. And then if you need to pass around any information, you can just talk instead of having to over-ping something. The real question is, what happens if I don't want to use the voice comms and nobody else wants to use them, so like nobody can hear anybody? The only thing you have is HUD and pings. Is that enough? Well, I would say yeah. Considering how good the HUD is and how helpful the pinging system is, winning games with those two alone is definitely possible. Of course, you will have to get used to them. Pinging constantly and knowing when to ping and when not to is also crucial, because some people will just say, yo, you can just constantly spam pings, which I don't think is necessarily helpful. What if somebody's being chased and you're on a crafting station? They need to give that information away. It's like if everybody constantly spams ping, you will have multiple pings all around the map and you're not sure on which one to focus on. So I would say it's more of a judgment kind of thing, if you know what I mean. You will have to determine with the experience when you should be pinging and when not to. But also one crucial thing that I wanted to mention is that I don't want you to rely always on voice comms. I think once you get in VHS, yes, have fun with it. If you're playing with friends, use the voice comms, enjoy yourself, get used to the weapons first and whatnot. And once you're pretty confident at how well you can play, turn off the voice comms. Every day for at least a couple of games, or maybe one game, or maybe every now and then, just turn off voice comms, play without them. I will tell you what happens when you turn off voice comms. You will start to acknowledge the HUD more. And this is really important if you want to become a good player. If you constantly depend on people telling you where they are, and you not having to learn how to navigate yourself around, I think it's gonna hurt your gameplay in the long run. Because sooner or later, even if you become really good and skilled, you will start getting matched with people who will expect you to know the names of the rooms, where everything is placed, and you will not even be able to talk to them. It's gonna have to be like a second nature kind of thing in certain MMR. Like when you hit that point, you will have to know how to navigate without voice comms. And this is what people will expect you to do as well. So please, every now and then, turn off voice comms, and slowly you will start remembering. You don't even have to force it. You don't need to try to remember the name of every room. The more you sit in that little corner on the left side of your screen, the more you pass through the same room, it will become a part of you. And then once you remember everything, navigating across the map, and when you start using voice comms again, you will not even have to look at it. If somebody asks you, yo, where you are? Yo, I'm in the Overlook, heading towards the task lab. Can you meet me there? I need to heal. It will be that simple for you. You will not even have to waste those 2 seconds just to check the names of the rooms. And even more importantly, when people don't want to talk to you, since you already know the name of every room on the map, if you want to meet up with somebody, if you need to know where they are, you just look at the bottom left side. That's all you need to see. You see the name of the room? Yeah, I know where they are. So this is actually like 2 separate subjects, playing without voice comms on purpose to make yourself better, and then turning them back on when you learn those things, and also playing without voice comms just because I don't want to use them, or I don't feel comfortable with them, or I just want to chill with the game, maybe with like music in the background, even though I wouldn't suggest that it's a sound-based game. But I know how some people feel. Sometimes you just don't want to use voice comms. Is that gonna hurt your gameplay? And I feel like this should be common sense. There is no way anybody will ever make a pinging system that's gonna match voice comms. You having that kind of communication with somebody is irreplaceable. Obviously, you will always be able to perform better when you talk to people directly, but at the same time, VHS has done a wonderful work. As I previously mentioned, HUD and pinging system are definitely gonna be good enough for you to win games, but it will never match a quality of a good voice communication. But on the other hand, there is plenty of stuff you will have to deal with in the random voice chats. Those can get toxic. You never know with whom you're gonna get matched. Sometimes they might even hurt you more than if you were playing without them, especially when it's a lot of beginner players, because they will not know what they're talking about. They might take over the voice comms, you might not be able to hear somebody else, focus on your stuff, on the game, on pings. It will get messy. So if you ever come across that kind of situation, don't restrain yourself from muting that person, or muting yourself, or altogether just muting the voice chat. You know what they say, with great power comes great responsibility, and not everybody understands that. I've had teammates in the game that just couldn't shut up, and I need sound to focus on the match. Or maybe they would just give me false information, like saying one thing, doing another thing, making everybody uncomfortable with inappropriate comments, and many more. Stuff like this happens, you know? You just gotta be ready for it. At the end of the day, it's up to you. You take this information and do whatever you want with it. If you want to use voice comms, use them. If you don't want to use them, you don't have to. And as always, I want to hear what you guys think. If you played VHS before, what are your past experiences with the voice comms? Did you have any bad ones? If so, please share them with us. And for everybody else, if you want to discuss this further, or if you simply have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. And if you guys found this video enjoyable and don't want to miss out on any future ones that I'll be posting, please consider smashing the like button below, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. All that said, wishing you all a beautiful rest of your day, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. See ya!